For the 15th century, we started moving through a hole in history.
Hello everyone. So we decided to do what's called the Andronicus Transmissions Extra show. Because sometimes I do a show and there are little bits and pieces that I feel like I could have added on. And I know that the shows go on for at least 2 hours, but here's another little extra piece that I thought I wanted to share. I know we had a discussion regarding the giants. Andronicus mentioned something about it, about how that we were controlled and manipulated by other species that were here. Clearly, when you look at, the Anunnaki, the Akkadians, you see these giants. But there were different kinds of giants throughout the earth at different times. And we talked about Tiamat being a type of giant, one species, and then there's, of course, like I said, the Anunnaki. There were this group of Philistines, and probably some other names as well. So one thing that Andronicus mentioned, so he's going on, and he's talking about how different species brought us in as slaves. And he said, you have a choice. Don't be in fear, stand strong, be bold, and shut it all down. You have survived this long with much more aggressive species. Do you know you had large giants ruling you, and they were not titans or the giants of Tiamat, but many species still unknown to you. You had defeated them once, but they do plan to come again, unless things are changed. I thought that was interesting. And I thought we discussed this, we went through everything on the transmissions, and covered many different points. I try to go through each one and things that really stand out to me. But for some reason, as I was looking around, this video came up, and it was a Native American video called the Native American Storytellers, the Story of the Giants. I'm going to attach it. I think you'd enjoy listening to it. It sounds like a tall tale, maybe, to some people, but legend has a lot of fact in it, and I thought that made a lot of sense to me. It also made a lot of sense that it coincided a lot with what Andronicus was saying and how humans took on challenges and took on the odds of potentially getting killed and were fearless in a lot of different things that they did in this story. Literally, it's a 10-minute story from the story of Native Americans, I believe it's Lakota, and their encounter with a giant, and of all names, they called him Ea. Well, as you know, Ea is another name for Enki, and Enki is another name for Poseidon. So isn't this interesting? In the end, Andronicus tells us, you have the power to change things. This is your domain, after all. They didn't want you to know that. Keep in mind, no slave master wants to give the keys to freedom to their slaves, because then their free labor is over. You are not cattle, you are not sheep, you are not a beast of burden. Do these things for yourself and proclaim your freedom from the control systems that be. And he said, if I have done anything, I have paved a way for humanity in my travels. Now all you have is a road to follow instead of a harsh frontier with no knowledge of the oppositions or challenges ahead. Leave that part to me. And then he said, forever love, Andronicus. They're doing everything that they can to help us, but we need to remember that we're capable of thriving and managing many other things. When he talked about the giants, he said they want to come back. We've defeated them once, but they do plan to come back again unless things are changed. So this is what we're talking about. This is what we're working on. Making sure that things are changed. So with that said, that's the completion of the Andronicus Transmissions Extra. Thanks for listening, and be sure to watch this 10-minute story from the Native Americans about Ea. Have a good day.
Across the desert, across your river.